Welcome to the review that dripped blood. I'm your host, Jeffrey Woods, and if you're like me, you're eagerly anticipating Gun Interactive's upcoming survival horror game, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's why I decided to take a closer look at Wizard Video Games' controversial game, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was released on the Atari 2600 in March of 1983. If you're watching this review, I'm going to assume that you've at least seen the first film in the franchise and are familiar with the characters, locations, and basic plot elements. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the Atari 2600 is unique in that it places the player in the role of the film's main antagonist, Leatherface, and attempts to recreate the climax of the 1974 film. The game plays like a classic arcade game in that there is no way to actually beat it. As the cannibalistic killer, your objective is to hunt down the remaining survivors on your family's homestead while racking up as many points as possible before the fuel in your chainsaw runs out. It's not as easy as it sounds because you have to do so while avoiding a barrage of obstacles such as cow skulls, fences, and thickets which will stop you in your tracks, allowing your victims time to escape. So, what do I like about this game? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of my favorite horror franchises, so naturally I was intrigued when I learned that they'd made a game for the Atari. Mix in the fact that you play as Leatherface and I was sold. Considering the console's limitations, I appreciate the developer's eye for detail. First, I'm impressed that they made it appear like the blade in Leatherface's chainsaw actually rotates when he revs it up. Then, there are a few Easter eggs scattered throughout the game, like the dusty blue pickup truck parked next to the Sawyer or Slaughter's home in the background, a reference to Sally's escape in the film. Then, there's my favorite obstacle, Franklin's wheelchair, which will randomly fly at you from across the screen, which begs the question, who's hurling these projectiles at you? The victims or Franklin's ghost? I also love the minor detail that, to free yourself from a thicket, you need to hit it with your chainsaw, unlike the other obstacles that don't require you to waste gasoline. Before we conclude, I'd like to take a moment to shamelessly promote my first children's horror fiction novel, Erie, Ohio, Here Comes the Boogeyman, a fun, spooky read the whole family can enjoy. You can find Erie, Ohio, Here Comes the Boogeyman almost everywhere ebooks are sold, and if you want a physical copy, head on over to Amazon.com. Now, back to the review. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a fun, casual game that was innovative in many aspects. It's unfortunate that these games were received poorly at the time due to their subject matter. With that being said, I rate the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 9 flying wheelchairs out of 10. If you enjoyed this review and haven't done so already, please smash the like button and subscribe to the review that dripped blood.